30th of December 2023. Welcome to Somalia's premier #1 station for news and updates, Dalsan TV, coming to you live from Somalia's administrative center and its capital, Mogadishu. Welcome to Dalsan TV. I'm your presenter, Abdurrahman Yusuf. Tonight, we have quite a full bulletin prepared for you, but kindly first have a look at some of our top stories. Somali Football Federation postpones regional tournament in Mogadishu. UNICEF officials sensitize children on flood response in Kismayu town. Somali cabinet approves sexual and minimum working age bills. Somalia and Somaliland instigate landmark dialogue in Djibouti. Glad to have you back. Now let's delve into our full bulletin. The Somali cabinet overwhelmingly approved the laws on sexual offences and the minimum working age during its regular meeting on Thursday. The goal of the draft law on crimes of immorality and rape is to safeguard the Somali community against gender-based sexual violence, which has been long pervasive in the nation.
The Somali cabinet overwhelmingly approved the laws on sexual offences and the minimum working age during its regular meeting on Thursday. The goal of the draft law on crimes of immorality and rape is to safeguard the Somali community against the gender-based and sexual violence which has long been pervasive in the nation. In addition to providing support and protection for survivors and clearly defining and criminalizing various sorts of sexual offences, the legislation also sets forth the procedures and consequences. Prime Minister Hamza Abdi Barre, who chaired the meeting, hailed the bill as a milestone for human rights and dignity in Somalia. The international agreement on minimum working age, which establishes 15 as the legal age of employment, was also approved by the cabinet. The agreement intends to support children's rights to education and development while shielding them from abuse and exploitation in the job market.
Federal governments of Somalia and Somaliland have embarked on a dialogue process to resolve long-standing issues between the two entities in an parallel development toward peace and understanding. High-level delegations gathered in Djibouti to establish foundation for future collaboration and respect. Among them, Somalia's President Dr. Hassan Sheikh Mohamud and the head of Somaliland, Muse Bihi Abdi. Federal government of Somalia and Somaliland have embarked on a dialogue process aimed at resolving long-standing issues between the two entities in an unparalleled development towards peace and understanding. High-level delegation gathered in Djibouti to establish the foundation for future collaboration and respect, among them Somalia's President Dr. Hassan Sheikh Mohamud and the head of Somaliland, Muse Bihi Abdi. Among the significant concerns that were agreed upon the conference are that both parties pledged to engage in a fair and impartial dialogue, ensuring both sides' concerns are acknowledged and addressed with the aim of reaching a consensus that is satisfactory to all. A 30-day period was also agreed upon to craft a detailed roadmap for the dialogue process. This roadmap is expected to serve as a guideline for future discussions and the resolution of issues. Both entities also committed to address the security issues, both independently and jointly, with particular attention to combating terrorism and resolving any emerging disputes. As Somalia and Somaliland navigate their way towards peace and cooperation, the international community is watching closely. The conclusions of this discussion might impact the Horn of Africa's geopolitical environment and establish a new standard for resolving disputes in the region. The Somali Football Federation announced on Saturday the postponement of the 2023 inter-regional tournament. The Somali Football Federation said the tournament was postponed for 2 days and is set to resume on Monday next week. In the statement, the Federation rendered an apology to the fans of the regional teams and called on them to restrain themselves in the upcoming matches.
The Somali Football Federation has announced on Saturday the postponement of the 2023 Interregional States Tournament. Somali Football Federation said that the tournament was postponed for 2 days and is set to resume on Monday next week. In a statement, the Federation rendered apology to the fans of the regional teams and called on them to restrain themselves in the upcoming matches. The postponement comes a day after the competition was opened by Prime Minister Hamza Abdi Barre at Mogadishu Stadium and graced by top Somali government officials. Hirshabelle and Galmudug states were the first teams to play in the first day. However, a stalemate marred the early hours of the tournament but was later sorted out. Football fans and participants thronged the stadium on style, chanting appraisal songs for their respective teams. The tournament is taking place at Mogadishu Stadium, which recently underwent renovations after it was destroyed in the civil war that engulfed the Horn of Africa nation. The stadium was opened to the public by former President Mohamed Abdullahi Farmajo after the African Union Transition Mission in Somalia ATMIS handed over the stadium to the Somali government for public use. All eyes are on the matches of the tournament as fans eagerly await with bated breath the full resumption of the competition.
Officials from the United Nations Children Fund have conducted a sensitization program for thousands of high school children from Somalia on outbreak response. UNICEF in a statement said they sensitized 1,500 high school children in Jubaland's administrative capital on different aspects of natural calamity response, including El Nino-induced floods. Officials from the United Nations Children Fund have carried out a sensitization program for thousands of high school children from Somalia on outbreak response. UNICEF in a statement said they sensitized 1,500 high school children in Jubaland administrative capital on different aspects of natural calamity response, including El Nino-induced flood response. The UNICEF staff also encourages students to play positive and pivotal roles in their respective communities and society at large. Jubaland State is among the regional federal member states that have been severely impacted by the flooding, which has devastated homes and disrupted livelihoods. In Kismayu town, the floods have severely ravaged residential homes, including internally displaced camps in the outskirts of the town, leaving an already fragile population on the verge of being exposed to waterborne diseases and a lack of shelter. The floods also extensively damaged the Bardere bridge, cutting the supply of essential needs like flood, medical assistance and shelter. Lovely viewers, that story from Jubaland brings us to the end of our bulletin. I wish to thank all those that made this news edition a success. And very importantly, you, our lovely viewer, wherever you're watching us from, always stay blessed and kindly stay put for more stories in our subsequent bulletins.